Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Massive thank you to all those who have subscribed to the channel and who have viewed the content. Your support is always welcome, and please leave a comment. Tell me what you think and suggestions for anything that can be improved upon. In my last video, we spoke about the contamination of our drinking water, our PFAS levels, and it was only a couple of days ago across the airwaves where some representative of Sydney Water declared that our water now is safe to drink. Well, I'm not 100% sure about that, and I gather neither are you. I'm going to attach hopefully a photograph of a tap water pipe that was pulled out of the ground, and you can see all the nasties within that particular pipe and what's accumulated. So as far as our water is concerned, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very, very concerning issue, something that like I said in my last video, needs to be addressed with more urgency. Today I wanted to briefly discuss, and we can sit here and we can talk for a couple of hours about leadership and leadership within this country, or a lack of leadership. I'm only going to give you some couple of examples, 2 or 3 examples. I mean, we've got council elections coming up, and I was always bemused as to why council elections are so heavily politicised. Anyway, there were some clever people who gave me an explanation, and yeah, it's all got to do with funding. I just always thought you have people who represent your community and do the best you can, or the best that they can do for the community. But regardless of these elections, prices, your council rates seem to be skyrocketing. There seem to be, in certain councils, out of control construction. Anyway, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and neither am I an economist, so I don't know what the answers are there. I just hope those who have put their hand up, and yours truly did go and make some inquiries, but as soon as it started to get to the point where it was, revolving around, what your political affiliations are, I wasn't interested anymore, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, as far as leadership in this country is concerned, just some very quick examples. There was an article in the Sydney Morning Herald a few days ago. What's the date today? The 8th? I think this was on the 5th. It was from the Reserve Bank Governor, Michelle Bullock. Now, position of authority, position of importance. And in our lives, what do we hold really important? We hold our health, we hold the education of our children, and our finances. Michelle Bullock said in this article, she warned some Australians, and that sum is 5%. It says in the article, will have to sell their homes to cope with high inflation and interest rates. She said, speaking in Sydney, she said lower income Australians. What does that necessarily mean? Those under 50,000, 80,000 were overrepresented among those struggling to get by, with some likely to dip into their savings or buy lower quality goods to make ends meet. Now, it's very easy for a person in her position to turn around and say, well, some people are going to have to sell their homes. Sometimes when you hear people speak like that, do they really see you as a person, or are we just a statistic? She said the bank believed about 5% of people were facing a cash flow shortage, as their essential spending and loan repayments were more than their income. Now that 5%, is it really 5%? I don't know about you, but something tells me that it's not 5%. It could be double. It could be triple, 15, 20% maybe. And again, this article is for everyone to read through, for everyone to look through. There's the conversation that not only are the lower income households affected, but also younger people. So it says somewhere here in the article, Bullock said along with low income households, younger people were the most at risk. So now we've got the younger people. And then later on in the article, it also talks about businesses, how businesses could be also affected. Australian Industry Group Chief Executive Ines Willocks warned the business sector was struggling also. So it's not really only that 5%, it's a large cross-section. So, again, you hope these people in positions of authority like the RBA governor and the treasurer, will have some solutions, but there doesn't seem to be solutions. Oh, is that just me? I don't know. Another example. Now, I'm not here to pick on this particular individual, but it's just another example of people in leadership who, sometimes you scratch your head and you think, geez Louise, you should be doing a little bit better. Bill Shorten. Now, Bill Shorten's been in Australian politics for 25 years. Now, during the time of the craziness over the public health orders, he was caught on camera saying, labelling those who didn't follow the public health orders as hard-right man-baby Nazis, and that we those who didn't follow the public health orders deserve to get the full force of everything that is coming our way or their way.
There is a network of hard-right man-baby Nazis, just people who just want to cause trouble, these man-babies. They want to complain about the vaccination, and it's just, they deserve to get the full force of everything that's coming their way.
Now, this is a person who's is in a position of representation and who is, supposed to be educated, and they behave in a manner where you think, you've got to do a bit better than that, my friend. And he was also behind the NDIS questions that have been raised. So a person like Bill Shorten, who says these things and behaves in this manner, and then after, serving in Parliament for 17 years, he will qualify for a lifetime pension, as I dare say all the other politicians do the same. And remember our premiers, across this great country of ours, and it's a fantastic nation. And I'm not here to stick the boot into Australia because I was born here. You remember people like Anastasia Palaszczuk and Gladys Berejiklian and Dan Andrews and all the rest of them who are now off, on a $300,000-$400,000 pension and in positions of, in business, in the private sector, earning a bucket load of money. And you say to yourself, well, where's the accountability for the decision making and the posturing during those times? And as far as this individual, Bill Shorten, is concerned, he's moving to the University of Canberra as the Vice Chancellor, and he'll be getting handsomely paid $1.8 million a year. And this is the person who called those who didn't follow the public health orders as baby Nazis. I don't know whether or not it's me, ladies and gentlemen, but again, I've used this term before, but that just beggars belief. And he was part of launching the digital identity system. It's a conversation for another day. There's a gentleman, and a lot of people might not know this individual. His name's Graham Hood. Now, Graham Hood is an ex-pilot of 40 years. He's a wonderful human being. And he made an impassionate plea. And again, I hope I can attach the video to this, to my video. He was highlighting the corruption and the complicity of this government during the horrible years between 2020 and 2023, and the tyranny that we were under. And he's just basically asking for these people who are in positions of leadership to have a good, hard, long look at themselves. You know, for myself, I've been, teaching teenagers for almost 35 years, and what you require is assertiveness. You require having a good a good understanding of emotional intelligence, being kind, having integrity, having honour in what you do, and a lot of people do that. And that's what you need in leadership. But the people who are calling the shots in government, boy, you've got to ask some questions as to whether or not they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, as far as this gentleman, Graham Hood, is concerned, I think he'd be an absolutely fantastic leader. So if you ever get to see this particular video, you'll understand why he's the man for the job. You take a look at doctors who everyone trusts, and many of them at this particular point in time are seeing the errors of their ways and are admitting that they made some wrong calls. And as far as leadership is concerned, that's what you need. You need reflection. You need people to sit back and say, I did the wrong thing, or I said the wrong thing. We don't reflect very well, do we? I don't know. Is that because of pride and of ego? Wouldn't it be great if you took those two and just threw them in the bin? I'm going to leave you. And before I forget, our esteemed Prime Minister, there is a genocide complicity claim against the Prime Minister by the International Criminal Court. So here we have our leader, and he's under a genocide complicity claim. He and a number of his ministers. Again, amazing. These are the people who are leading this country. I'm going to leave you with this. There's a senator, and I've mentioned his name before, Senator Babet from Victoria, I believe. Now again, you might not agree with him, you may disagree with him, but he came out with a particular tweet that I think is actually quite powerful. He said, "They will eventually come for all of us. Staying silent will not save you. Stand up now while you still can. Use your voice and speak, or kneel forever. Not just you, but your entire bloodline, until the end of time." It might sound alarmist, it might sound dramatic, but boy, there's a lot of truth in that. Yours truly. I try to pick up the good book every single day. Read scripture, look through the Gospels, try to make myself a better man. Be a leader for my family and be a leader in my workplace. That's all you really could ask from yourself. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be good, do good. God bless.